John is on the phone with us right now. He wants us to call a girl named Denise today because she's not calling him back after they went out. He met her at the club. They went out for a date. He says part of the reason he thinks he's not getting a call back is because at a certain point during their date when the bill came, he complained about it because he thought it was still happy hour when happy hour had ended. So much so that the manager had to come over and they discussed the bill, and he thinks that was a major turnoff because it got weird after that point. All right, John, before we call Denise and you apologize to her for that incident and see if you can get a second date, I think it'd be a good idea, actually, if I call the bar that you went to as well so that I can apologize to them for your behavior. Would you like me to do that too?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Let's just say sorry to everybody that was involved in your horrible date, John.
Yeah. No, please. Let's call everyone.
Okay.
Were you humiliated when the manager came over to talk to you?
Of course, because it was at the end of the date. It was horrible. I just wish that I hadn't even said it.
Yeah. That's when you look at it and you're like, all right, whatever. It's like 25, 50 bucks more than I was planning on spending. I might as well just suck it up. You know? All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, get her on the phone, and get your second date, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello.
Can I speak to Denise, please?
This is she.
Hey, Denise, how are you? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
What's going on? I'm calling you because we recently got an email about you from somebody who listens to our show.
I'm sorry. What's going on here? I don't understand.
It's a segment that we do on the show called Second Date or Ditch.
Okay.
John asked us to give you a call and find out what went wrong on your date, because I guess he's tried to get a hold of you a few times and you won't call him back.
Okay.
I'll tell you what John told us, because we talked to him, and he says he thinks that you're not calling him back because of a moment at the end of your date when he complained about the bill and like the manager had to come over, and he says he felt really stupid after that point.
Oh, no, he lost me before that.
Whoa.
What did he do before that?
I mean, God, I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Was it where he asked if you wanted to go back to his place and you said no?
He told you a lot about our date, apparently.
He did. He told us all about it because he's really curious what he did wrong and why you don't want to go out with him again.
I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to go out with him. I'd feel like an hour into the date and he's asking to go back to his apartment. It sounds like a booty call almost.
I mean, I didn't even want to be there after the first 15 seconds of talking to him.
What?
You didn't like him that
Whoa.
like that soon into the date?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me because you hung out with him for an hour or so still and had drinks with the guy. If you didn't want to be there at all, why didn't you leave earlier?
I don't know. I guess I felt kind of stuck. Like I needed to keep going through with it.
So you were looking forward to it, and then 15 seconds into the date, he turned you off.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So I walked into the restaurant, and I had butterflies because I was excited to see him again. And he was already there. He had a table for us, and he had pulled out the chair for me. He told me I looked beautiful. He kissed me on the cheek.
Oh,
What
that
a
monster.
jerk. I
Yeah,
know.
gosh.
Jeez.
Wait. So we sit down, and I asked him, I was like, hey, how's it going? How have you been? And he answered, oh, God. He says, this is going to sound bad, but I forgot your name.
Oh, that's the worst. What are you doing?
How did he not know your name?
I mean, I don't know. We talked for like an hour, and I laughed. I thought he was kidding.
Yeah.
But he wasn't joking?
No, he says, no, I'm serious. And he said, look how I saved you in my phone. And he showed me his phone. And he had saved me in his phone as hot girl from the club.
I have done that before, too.
I currently do that.
Yeah, and you'll be like texting somebody like, I have no idea what her name is. I hope she says it at some point.
I mean, I don't know any girl that wants to be known as the hot girl from the club.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad of an I mean...
Yeah, but if the guy's sitting down with you on a date and then has to go, hey, I know we've been talking back and forth, planning this whole date, but
Yeah.
I don't know your name at all.
It means he doesn't care about your name.
Yeah.
Was wasted.
So what did you say to him after you found out he didn't know your name?
I don't know. I kind of felt a little like caught off guard. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm Denise. I didn't know how to respond. I wanted to be mad.
Were you just like disappointed because you really had this crush on this guy and then he didn't even have enough energy to put into knowing your name?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this date, and then that's how it starts. And from then on, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just order a bunch of drinks and have him pay for it.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
She didn't care about the bill.
Can you put the tab under Denise, please? Name Denise in all caps. Wouldn't you like to just tell him, though, like, hey, this is why I didn't call you back was because you didn't know my name. Maybe in the future you should know somebody's name before you got with them?
I mean, I just figured maybe that's something he should know, but
The good thing is he knows it now because he's actually on the other line listening.
what?
Yeah.
Denise, I couldn't hear you at the club. It was really loud. That's why I didn't. I'm so sorry. I swear I just couldn't hear you that night, and I was too embarrassed to ask you that night what your name was, and I should have just asked then.
Yeah. When you put me in your phone, ask me my name and put it in your phone.
It is a very good point.
Yeah, you have to do that.
You don't go an entire week and then think it's funny to show me that you've given me the nickname Hot Girl from the club.
Well, I was just trying to be honest and tell you I thought it was kind of funny. I thought you'd take it as a compliment. I put you in as Hot Girl.
I am more than just a freaking hot girl.
What did you want, though, Denise? He's not going to put in very smart, intellectual woman.
He's got to get to know you first.
I mean, it's not like it didn't come up in conversation when we were at the club. We told each other our names. And I mean, I am more than just a person with a body. I don't want to. It means something about him that's all he's thinking about. That he couldn't remember my name from the conversation, but all that he remembered was what my body looked like.
Okay, so that's all I knew at that moment about you. I'm really, really sorry. And if I had the chance to put in a different sort of thing after our date, I swear that I would have put in the most amazing woman I've ever met. Or the beautiful girl who I'm lucky to have gone on a date with.
God.
That's cute. Come on.
Pouring it on a little thick, don't you think, John?
Give him some credit, Denise.
And then you couple that with everything else that happened that night.
Yeah.
Are you
I guess you're right. A lot of stuff did
Everything else
happen.
was good.
Everything else was good, John. John, you forgot her name. You yelled at the wait staff about the bill, and then you invited her back to your place an hour into the date, and she said no.
Okay, look, I admit it wasn't like the best date, but that was like incredibly unlucky. One, the fact that I misunderstood what time happy hour was, that's just like bad luck. I heard her name, I just couldn't like hear it well enough at the club. That's bad luck. The only one that's actually my fault is asking her too soon to go to my place. That one I take full responsibility for.
Denise, would you like to go out on a second date with John? We'll pay for it.
I don't know.
Come on.
Just give him another shot. Now that he knows your name and he knows not to yell at waiters.
It's gonna be, I mean, it would be really hard for me to start over on this one.
Do you want to give him a shot, though, and see if he can do it?
Yeah.
I promise that you'll get to know the real me, that you'll have a wonderful time. I'll be a total gentleman. I think that you should give me another chance.
And I'm going to pay for the date so he can't complain about the bill. That's my job at this point.
Yeah, we won't even go to happy hour.
This is against my better judgment, but fine. I'll do it.
You'll do it? You'll go out with John again.
Yeah.
Awesome,
I'll go out with
John.
John again.
God, I can't believe we're celebrating a response like fine.
Congratulations, John. You got a second date.
Thank you, guys. Denise, I promise you will not regret this.
Yep, we'll send you and whatever her name is out again, and you let me know how everything goes, okay? You know, in my experience dating, I've found that there is one surefire way to impress the girl that you're out on a date with,
Oh, this is going to be good.
and that is to complain about the bill. That's right. Complain to the wait staff, complain to the manager, cause a scene if you can. Because that says a lot about you. It says that you're not going to take anybody's crap.
Yeah, you're
That's
Nobody's
right.
getting over on you.
Uh-huh.
And you know what that says? If there's a long-term relationship between you guys, if you're willing to stand up for being overcharged for a vodka cran now, you're going to stand up for something bigger for her in the future. Women love it
We do.
when you complain about the bill.
You are dialed in to us.
And that's what John did on his first date.
What, John?
Right, John?
Yeah, sadly, this is a fact.
Were you like nickel and diming the restaurant?
No, it's just, it was a happy hour, and, well, I thought it was happy hour, and so, it's just like the bill was twice as much what I was expecting. So I wasn't like trying to be, I'm not cheap. I was just like trying to get what I was supposed to get.
Your email sure sounds like you're cheap, John.
Well, no. Well, I should have written it differently because it was just that. First of all, I'm a huge fan of you guys. I just have to say that I love the show, and second of all, as a fan of the show, you know that I'm not cheap. I'm a good person.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, no. If you're a fan of the show, you know that you're probably a terrible person.
Yeah.
And you like the show because it's free, John. Free entertainment.
So
Okay, but if you went to a bar and the bill was twice what you were expecting, you wouldn't be a little confused?
No, I would be confused. But if I was on a date, I probably wouldn't say anything.
I think you can ask without making a scene, like what happened when the bill came.
Okay, so Bill shows up, and, I took the bill because I was going to pay. I was going to be a gentleman. And I just opened it, and we'd only been there for an hour and a half, and it was like a lot more than I was expecting to pay. So I just called over the waiter and said, I think there's been a mistake with the bill. And I knew that I'd screwed up because next thing I know, like, the manager's there, and then the manager's telling me that happy hour ended an hour before I thought. And
It's like
awkward.
even the explanation's too long.
Well, the fact that the manager had to come over and
Yeah.
everything else makes it seem like a lot bigger of a deal. Is that why you feel like you're not getting a call back today?
well, there was one other thing.
Oh, there's more to it. Okay.
Yes.
What happened?
So about an hour in, things are going real well. So I suggested that we should go get another drink, but at my place.
All right.
Oh, that's a
And-
pretty bold move.
I wasn't saying, like, let's go to my place to hook up. I was saying, like, let's just go have another drink. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I would hook
Yeah,
up if you wanted to.
Right.
but-
There you go. I was hoping that you would at least admit it, John.
There you go.
So did this happen before or after you challenged the bill?
This was pre-challenging of Bill.
Okay, so you said, let's go back to my place, and she said what?
She said, I'm sorry, I don't do that on a first date. I mean, it was cool. I think everything was going well besides those two things. Like, we were laughing a lot.
Can I ask where you met this girl?
We met at a club.
Oh my God. And an hour into the date, there's no way an hour into a date, a guy I met at the club is asking me back to his house.
No, that wasn't the day I met her. I met her at a club like a week before, and then we went out about a week later, and that's when I asked her back to my place.
Oh, I see.
What's her name, by the way?
Her name's Denise.
Denise. Okay, so you said, let's go back to my place. She said, no, I don't really do that on the first date. And then you said, okay, that's fine. But you know what's not fine? This bill. They overcharged me. That's a good way to make a first impression, John.
Well, everything else went well.
Was she noticeably upset after all that stuff?
I could tell that things were off. You know when you're like, you feel the vibe like you've lost her? That's how I felt.
What did you like about her so much that you want to do a second date to ask her out again if you already sort of know why you screwed up?
So the thing that was really cool and surprising about her, and I know this is going to sound horrible, but she's gorgeous, like model, good looking, but she's also like hilarious. And I didn't think that she'd be so funny, like when I met her at the club, and
Yeah.
like she was like making fun of me, I was making fun of her, but like in a fun way. She's really cool.
So did she make fun of you after, the ask her back and the bill thing?
No, and so I think that's where I thought that she was kind of upset about how I reacted.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since your date?
I have called her 3 times.
And you haven't heard anything back?
Nothing. I should be honest. I called 3 times and I texted about 2 others.
Oh, so you've tried a bunch.
Tried.
So,
Yeah.
so you don't take a hint very well, do you, John?
I just really like this girl. She's really cool. Denise is really cool. I wouldn't do this with just anybody.
Okay.
So do you want to apologize to her for what you did?
Well, I already did apologize. When we were at the restaurant, I apologized like after the manager left. And I mean, I guess I'll apologize again, but really I just want a second chance.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we'll play a song, come back, and then find out if you get a second date or if you're going to get ditched.
Cool. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, hang on.